Welcome back, everyone, to Halloween Haunts 365.com, the podcast. I'm Jared.
Hi, I'm Terry.
Today we have a fun interview, but before that, we got some haunts opening for Valentine's Day. First up, Feel the Screams. Next up, Brighton Asylum. Dark Valentine. Make sure you hop online, find out when they're open, tickets on sale. And the last commercial we got, check out this awesome podcast by this awesome dude. All right. Today we will introduce, we have Josh. How you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. He is from the 13th Realm Haunted Attraction in Atwood, Tennessee. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself to start.
Um, uh, I've been in the haunt industry, I guess, 12 years. It'll be 13 years this season. Been with the 13th Realm the whole time. So I started there and been there ever since. And I guess I'm 26 now, so I'm young, but
Well,
still having fun.
that's plenty of years in the industry. So tell us about the 13th Realm.
Well, we're all a indoor outdoor attraction. We've got one single main haunt, and then we have axe throwing, and we're working on escape rooms for this season, and maybe here in the near future a secondary haunt. We're working our way toward a Scream Park. This year will be our 13th season, so we're going to try to be doing it big this year for 13 years of fear. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you have the room for other attractions, so you guys want to build?
yeah, we have about 40 acres of property is what we have.
That's a good start to a Scream Park.
Yes, it is.
So we've got a pretty good amount of property and large parking area. And right now, the attraction we have now is about a 45-minute attraction, walk through attraction to get all the way through it. Through about, I think we have 13 buildings you have to go through, it ranging from, well, none of them are over 1,000 square foot, but I mean, some of them are right at the 1,000 square foot mark that you have to go through in and out of, and it's a pretty good ways through in and out through different things, and it's pretty cool.
Very cool. So you said you've been a part of the haunt industry for this will be your 13th season. How'd you start? What was your break into?
I guess I was still in high school at the time, and my buddy and his family actually owned it at the time and asked me if I wanted to work. So it was their first season, so I went on out and I worked, and I guess it just kind of stuck ever since. It's kind of turned into a passion, I guess.
Very cool. Yeah, it kind of gets inside you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does. It does. Started out haunt acting, and now more or less managing set design and lighting.
Oh, very
About
cool.
anything you can think of.
That answers my next question.
Yes.
Okay. So, how old is the 13th Realm? You said it's going to its 13th season, huh?
Yep, it'll be a 13th season. Yep. So we're 13 years old this year.
Hey, it's a good number to be in the industry. It is.
It's gets bigger every year, bigger crowds. I mean, it's pretty. It's been growing very well, especially for the rural area we're in.
I got you. Yeah, you guys are out there. I was looking at Google Maps. I'm like, wow, they're like way West Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, more or less, we're probably the only major, I guess, so to speak, pro hunt in the area, really.
That's an advantage.
I
Yes.
guess unless more, you either got to go 2 hours west to Memphis or 2 hours east to Nashville to even get anything really professional hunt wise.
I got you. I got you. Very cool. So, what is one defining feature about the 13th Realm that makes it different from other haunted attractions?
Um, but man, probably just everything. One thing, it's actually an old homestead from the 1800s. So I mean, we actually do have a real cemetery on property from the 1800s, which we do not let our patrons go through, but it
Right.
is there. They can see it as they're going through, but it's really cool. I mean, and it's so we say it's actually really haunted. It gives a little more of a aura about the place,
Yeah.
I guess you to speak. But
Little
I
little
mean, it's
little creepiness and the little walkthrough.
Yes.
That's awesome.
but I think a lot of it's just being in the woods kind of sets it apart from like maybe so to speak an indoor attraction. We have advantages that way, but just the way we have it set up, we go for realness with everything we do. We don't do anything like copyright character or anything like that. We try to make our own. Every one of our characters are our own.
So fully original
Something we
haunt.
all came up with. Yeah, we were all original.
Very cool. Do you have actors that you bring back every year? Like, do you have?
Yeah. We probably got thereabouts of like a maybe an 80 retention rate with our actors come back every year.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty good.
That is pretty good. So how long have you been the haunt manager at 13th Realm?
I guess over the years I've kind of in it. I've done a lot of like work, behind the scenes and stuff. But this past season, we actually the haunt got sold last year, so I came in and I more or less took over kind of managing it for the new owners because I'd been there the longest and kind of knew the ropes of everything, the ins and outs. So mainly this year I was really kind of over more than previous years, but I've always been behind the scenes and doing some haunt actor training and just different things like that, light design and all that kind of stuff.
So are the new owners interested in like building up, I guess?
Yeah, they're wanting to just keep on going up from here.
That's a good idea. Because it can be scary when you're bought out. I mean, like, actually, my company was just bought out, and I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. Like the previous owners, awesome people, Brian and Brandy Hannon, they're amazing. They made it just like a big family. And some things happened, some health issues and just different stuff happened, and they just decided it was time to let it go and pass the torch on to somebody else that they thought could keep the flame alive and keep our family going, because that's kind of how we play our everything we do as a family up there. We call ourselves the 13th Realm family. So
That's good to have. Good to have. So this is one long attraction with about 13 buildings, you said, right?
yeah,
And then I'm guessing there's different themes through the buildings as you move
yeah,
on.
yeah. There'll be multiple different themes. Yeah.
What would be your favorite theme in one of the buildings?
Oh, that's it's actually not, I guess, so to speak, in the building. It's actually outside of it. It's
Okay.
a scene I actually put together this past year. We call it Toxic. It's all UV painted up, and we've got an old 50s model water tanker truck, and it looks like it's oozing toxic chemicals out of it, and all the actors in there have look like they're radioactive, got stuff oozing all down them. That was something I really thought was cool that we done this past year, and I really liked that scene.
Very cool. Very
Have
cool.
you had any? Do you have any input on any builds that they do?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm especially this past season. It was more or less I more was over all of it, kind of controlling it, making sure everything flowed right because nobody else really had been in the industry like I had and known how to do it.
Yeah. So you're just the man on hands now, huh?
Yeah, more or less.
Um. So a little break from the haunted attractions, because haunting is pretty much supplied by horror movies.
Right.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Probably Jeepers Creepers. That's probably my favorite movie and franchise. There, he's pretty cool.
Okay.
I like that movie.
So would that be your favorite horror villain too, the Creeper?
Yeah, definitely the Creeper.
Okay. You like that movie?
I do like that movie.
Very cool. So, what's an average open night look for you? Like, where do you start? Where do you end? How much do you want to shoot people?
Opening nights usually it can be pretty rough. We've tried to start doing a little more like actor training and getting people set into place, before that opening night. But I mean, getting everybody into makeup and costuming and all that, it can be pretty tough on opening night.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. So, when do you normally open? Is it just October? Do you have some September dates? Do you have any like off-season events?
Right now, we're only the past 12 seasons we've been only during October. We'll start usually the last weekend of September and then run all the way through October.
Okay.
But this year we plan to do a halfway to Halloween event.
Oh, very
and
cool.
Hopefully Christmas this year too. Do some sort of haunted themed Christmas. We hope to be able to do that this year as well.
Yeah, the halfway to Halloween's kind of been jumping up around here, so we're noticing more and more jumping to it. Plus, I mean, it's kind of close to haunt season, so the actors you can pull in, you can probably retain, and just see what's working and what's not working.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it kind of keeps your actors interested all year, and as well as your patrons.
Yep. Yeah.
They see you, and then they're like, well, we went for this. We got to come back for haunt season for sure.
You could test who ran into a board that you got to strengthen and stuff like that. Yeah. Are you heading to Trans World this year?
Yeah, we'll be heading to Trans World here in a few weeks.
Yeah, I forgot. It's early February this year.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe next year we'll go.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll send lackeys. I got a lackey out there for us. Sean's just going to take care of it for us. I told her to pick 10 things she liked, and then we'll have her on the show.
Okay.
See? Work together. But yeah, we have just all season haunts here. Christmas, Valentine's, St. Patty's, halfway to Halloween, and usually maybe a couple others with Friday the 13th coming. It's crazy around here now. I'm loving every minute of it, but it wasn't like that a couple years ago.
No,
it's really exploded over the past few years.
And you're not far. How far are you from Missouri? Like St. Louis?
About 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was like, see, I researched where it was. All right, so how was the 2022 season for you guys? Any big wins? Was it a learning? You know what I mean? Like,
it was good. It was definitely a learning curve. No doubt about that. Going, transitioning to ownership and stuff like that, and kind of trying to branch out and put people in roles and let people try not to, I guess, so to speak, manage everything. Put it off on other people, where you're not the only one trying to control everything, and it kind of takes the stress off of you. But it was a pretty good season, though, past all that.
No drama, no trouble. That's good.
It was actually, this year we actually implemented metal detectors
Okay.
before you come into the attraction. So that right there, it was night and day difference from previous years of the way people acted in once you get into the haunt, because we don't do alcohol at our haunt. So
yeah.
We that right there knocked a lot of that out, because we'd have people bring all their alcohol in and sit there and drink a case of beer in line and somehow get it through everybody and nobody ever see
it. It's like Jurassic Park, man. Life will find a way.
Yep.
I don't know. I started burping. It was weird. So, what's your favorite part of being in the haunt industry? Designing, running it, the people. Like, what do you look forward to coming into haunt season?
Uh, I love designing it. I love building. I really like the construction aspect of it, and the designing and painting and kind of figuring all the different ways to do things. I really enjoy that. Which I mean, I like dealing with the people sometimes,
Yeah,
but I like the design aspect more and the building aspect a lot.
very cool. The I know Nikki from Haunted Overloads doing one of those classes at Transworld about like using outdoor stuff to build these giant haunts that they do. So you might want to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, need to get on there and look at that. I haven't had a chance to go through all the class list yet. I need to.
Yeah, they're she's nervous as hell, but she'll be fine because she's good at what she does. But what they do out there with just shit they have around is amazing.
Yeah, I've seen videos and it looks amazing up there.
Yeah, it's remarkable. So, what are some of the things that you want to build on from the 2022 season?
Um, Probably a lot of our probably actor training.
Okay.
That's a big thing. We want to work with our actors more preseason, kind of have them ready to go more come season time, and that's a big one right there. And then we've got several changes and stuff we want to do at the haunt as well. We've been already going through and looking at that and getting our list for Transworld right now. So
So, your area, do you get much snow or like winter? I mean, I know it's not warm, but I don't know how much snow you guys get.
man, it just depends. We don't get like no heavy snow, but we don't really get snow. We get ice.
I gotcha.
We get like 2 inches of ice if we get it, and then maybe a little dust and snow on top of it. We don't get the big 12, 13, 14 inches of snow or nothing around here.
Yeah. So it gives you access to the haunt more than a lot of people have, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Like
Because that's
our Octobers, you never know what's going to happen. It could be 90 degrees all October,
Mhm.
or it could be like 10 degrees one night. We don't know around here.
Yeah. They're in the interesting area. So like
Oh.
they're not south, but they're more south of us. So they weird.
Gotcha. Yeah, weather is a big thing.
Yeah, weather's huge. It can definitely ruin your night. Do you guys stay open during the rain or?
It depends. Like if it's a light shower, we'll run.
Yeah,
But if it's a pretty good downpour, we don't. We don't want to risk our equipment and the safety of our
Yeah.
patrons or actors coming through. So
trails are tough. They are.
that's where we're working towards a smaller attraction, to a secondary attraction to add that's more indoors that we can still run on rain out nights.
Yeah, I know. What was that haunt? They used pole barns. They put a whole attraction in the pole
Mhm.
barn. I thought that was interesting.
Pretty
Something
neat.
different. I don't even think they had walls on the outside. No, they did it because you could see some of the walls from the outside. But yeah, they put some crazy shit in there. It was that clown haunt
Yep.
where you had to like dive through shapes and stuff to
Yes.
get through. Yeah, like I'm carrying my phone. They give you coins for each attraction, and I'm like, I know I'm supposed to dive through this, but I'm gonna lose all this shit. So I'm like climbing through.
It was the pit of all the with the balls.
Yeah, it was a ball pit that you jumped into.
That's pretty cool.
Something different.
Yeah, that's definitely something different.
Oh, we've seen some different shit
Oh
this
my
year.
gosh.
Let me see. So, are there any new things you would like the fans to know about the 23-3 season? You don't have to give anything away, a little bit, whatever you want.
We're usually kind of secretive about all our stuff. We usually don't like to release anything until they get to see it
Very
on that
cool.
opening night.
Hey, we do the same shit here. I don't give things up. Do I know a ton of stuff that I probably shouldn't know? Yeah. Do I give it out? No. Questions, dear. Gotta come up with some questions. So, what's the latest thing that you've built for the haunt?
Well, This past season was a lot of construction. We had one building that was built originally probably the second year of the hunt, and it ended up being too big.
Oh, okay.
And you know how that went. Fire marshal got involved, and we had to completely strip one building, tear it in half, and rebuild it in another spot.
Oh, wow.
So it's there was a lot of construction done last year, in which we built the Axstone lanes last year, and a big full walkthrough gift shop last year, and
What's in the gift shop? I want to hear what's in the gift shop.
we've got all kind of different stuff. We've got caps, hoodies, t-shirts, cups. We've got costume, like kind of, I guess, like kind of cheap costumes and just
That's
different stuff like that to sell. We've got actor branded soap,
That's cool.
and we had a lady home make our soap, and it's all themed to our Q line characters, our different Q line characters, and all our cups. We've got all different. I think we've got 3 or 4 different style like can koozies and cups, like the tumbler cups they're all themed to the Q line actors, and all the hats. We've got different colors for all the Q line actors, and we've got quite a bit of stuff in there.
See,
We're working up trying to get some more stuff.
that's what I've been saying. Use your characters to sell the merch.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen it highly successful, and I hope that just keeps continuing.
Do you get to go to any other haunts?
If we rain out or something, I usually always try to hit a haunt, but most of the time I don't usually get to go to one unless it's an all season deal.
Or, like the Trans World Haunt Tour or something like that, right? Yeah. It's tough to get to those. Do you have a haunt bucket list? One that you've always wanted to see, or a couple you've always wanted to see that you always see on social media and like, damn, I want to go?
I would like to go to Hell's Gate. I definitely like to go to Hell's Gate. I'd like to go to Dark Hour. I'd like to go see all Alan Hobbs' work. I mean, he's pretty cool. He's pretty good at what he does. So I'd really like to go see what he's got going on down there.
Yeah. Have you ever done the HHN run?
I haven't. No.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
Like the sets are beautiful. That's why I always ask. But it's so you're just mushed through. You don't get to see a lot. There's not a lot of scares. Would you say your haunt is scary?
I mean, I would say it is. Yeah, like we try to tell our actors to be pretty intense. We're not a touch haunt, but we want them to be in your face intense.
Good.
Scary.
I like to hear the word intense.
Intense. Yes.
Because I'm noticing a trend where one year the haunts were really intense. We go back another year, not so much. So I'm just like, I know what they're doing. They're leaning towards that family of 4 ticket, but you're kind of killing the art.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's a take 22. I mean, I can't tell people how to make their money, but if you were once intense and still making money, I would stay intense. But
yeah,
what do I know?
Just don't go back to those.
Yeah, but there's a lot of cool shit in there. So I mean, like, you're so torn. So I checked out your website. It was pretty cool. Can I give you a little bit of advice on that, if that'll help?
Yeah.
I would throw some photos of the haunt in there.
Right. Yeah. We're revamping the website this year. We had a guy working on it, and then it didn't get finished, so we had to use the previous guy, and so we're trying to get everything back together. We're going to try to ramp that website up this season.
Yeah, I would add just photos of what you see, because that's the only thing I saw missing. It looked really good. I know it's Sinister Visions. We had him on the show. Chad Savage. He does a great job.
Yeah, he does.
I love how new is this 13th Realm logo, the one you have on your t-shirt?
This logo right here was done 2 years ago, I believe. I think this is the second or third year on this logo. Before it was like it almost looks scratched out with like blood dripping
Yeah,
off of it. I don't.
kind of like paint, you know, like it because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw on I was looking for images of your haunt and they popped up, but I like this one a lot.
yeah,
It came out really cool.
yeah. The previous owner actually custom designed all
Oh,
that
very
logo right
nice.
there. She's really talented. She does a good job with all that stuff.
Yeah, I wish I was.
Yeah, I'm not.
Our logo was made by a woman I used to work with, and I just found out who actually made the font for it. It was Chad Savage from Sinister Visions. I had no idea.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was just one thing I noticed was, you know, and then the pictures you sent me were awesome. So I was excited to get those and check them out. Maybe we'll do a 14-hour drive.
Oh, I'm okay. Road trip.
we have them every year.
All right, so
Go ahead.
who would be your nearest competition? I know you got like 2 hours and like 2 hours that way. Was there
Um,
anyone that you compete against or play around with or?
Really, we've got another haunt that's not too far from us, about 45 minutes from us. We don't really compete though. We try to help each other out, and
Yeah, that's what I mean.
then yeah, we try to send customers each other's way, and if we've got something we don't need and they might want it, we'll sell or trade or whatever, different stuff like that. So we try to work with all our haunts around.
Like
But I mean,
compete in a fun way.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
You
yeah,
bust balls, you
Yeah.
guys suck, and all
Yeah.
this. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the fun stuff. Wow, so halfway to Halloween event, that could be a lot of fun.
yeah. We're still kind of in the works and planning on that. That's not a set in stone deal, but
Yeah.
we're hoping to kind of go through a lot of that while we're at Trans World, sit down and have some drinks and talk about everything, get everything kind of lined out for the rest of the year.
Now, my question to you about that would be, how hard is it for you to find actors around August?
Sometimes it can be challenging. We'll probably won't like for the halfway to Halloween event. We wouldn't do a full staff, but
No, no, yeah.
but it can be some years it can be challenging. Some years they just flock in. But one thing we've definitely figured out: you might have 100 show up for interviews, but you're only going to end up with about 60 of them after opening weekend. So
I would around here it's closer to 30, brother. So
Yeah.
I would be happy.
which we've got a pretty large staff. We're a little over 100 people on staff, so it takes a lot to run it.
So I'm guessing you head down there for the weekends to start working on stuff pretty soon, or yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually out there yesterday, kind of looking around. We was kind of game planning and making sure we was kind of where we was ready to go. And then we actually have our is Matt Scott with Von Grimm Productions. We've been working with him some here lately, and he's actually coming out on the 15th, and we're going to go over some stuff and have some fresh eyes put on stuff because once I've seen it for 12 years, it's kind of stuff kind of gets numb to you, I guess.
Yeah, and like I always feel bad about like pointing stuff out when I'm in a haunt, but if I know the owner, I'm like, what are you doing with this next year? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, you've had it for like 10 years. But I only do that with owners I feel comfortable with because I mean it's their baby. So who the hell am I just to tell you I don't like that anymore? But that's cool. So how bad is the fire marshaling out in Atwood, Tennessee? I mean, it's all for protection, so I'm not putting down the fire protection, but it's just I like to find out how the different areas are.
It wasn't I guess just terrible. If we would have known everything that had to be done ahead of time, it wouldn't have been as bad. But
Right.
like it all done like last year, so we could even open the doors of the show, putting in fire systems. We didn't have to put sprinkler systems in, but we had to put horn strobe sirens in and voice automated system, telling everybody how to get out and all that different stuff. So,
Yeah, that's
but I
good.
mean, they're really easy to work with. They really were easy to work with, and you know how it goes. They can be a pain, but
Hey, if they're easy to work with, that's a charm and a half.
Got that right.
they changed what they wanted about 3 or 4 times, but it is what it is.
And I get that too, because it's such a weird attraction. Like, it's not like a roller coaster where you have designs and all this. Everyone's different. Everyone has different shit. You can't generalize for every haunt.
No, everyone's different.
Yeah. So you can't sit down and write the fire code for haunted attractions because everyone's different.
Everyone.
That's how the fire code for us is more or less the same as an amusement park.
Yeah.
So like our fire code would be like the big amusement park in Tennessee is Dollywood, and we're more or less classified as the same thing as them when it comes to our fire codes.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense.
That's where I want to go.
Dollywood?
Dolly World.
What am I going to do at Dolly World? See, I could go here, and then you could go to Dollywood. So how did you hear about us, out of curiosity?
Honestly, I was just like, I listen to podcasts at work all the time, and I was scrolling through looking for haunt podcasts, and I seen y'all, and I just started listening, and then I don't know, I just shot you an email. That's just kind of how it went, I guess.
Yeah, it works for me. I mean, that's how a lot of it happens. Usually I'm found on Instagram. They usually find me on Instagram. But hey, if people are finding the podcast, that's pretty cool. Very cool.
I think it just come up as like a suggested for you or something like that, because I watch, Haunt Topic Radio or when the Haunted Attraction Network and Weekly. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 different ones I bounce back and forth through the week.
Yeah, I love Haunt Topic. He used to put them out a lot, like weekly. Yeah. But then he kind of, he's got his own haunt, so he's got shit to deal with.
Right.
But yeah, I always liked a lot of his. Haunt Weekly, I listen to here and there. But yeah, there's a lot of cool ones out there.
Yeah.
So you got any further questions, Your Honor?
I do not.
No?
No.
She kind of hid from us this episode, man. You see that?
Sorry.
All right. So this is the 13th Realm in Atwood, Tennessee. I'm going to give you the floor so you can sound off all the social medias according to it, YouTube channels, whatever you guys got.
Right now, all we have is Facebook, and we have Instagram for the 13th Realm. That's all we've got right now. We'd like to maybe get involved in TikTok or some of the other social media sites, but right now we're only on Facebook and Instagram and our website. You can reach us at the13threalm.com there.
Very nice website. So make sure you go to 13threalm.com. All right, Josh, don't hang it up yet, but I'm going to wrap this up for us.
All right.
I got a question for you
that
you guys don't get to hear. All right, guys. This has been our interview with Josh from the 13th Realm, the haunt manager. He was gracious enough to send us an email. Thank you so much for coming on, man. It's much fun.
Yeah, been a pleasure to talk to y'all.
Definitely. But this has been Halloween Haunts, 365.com, the podcast, where every day is haunt season. Goodbye.
Bye.
Halloween Haunts 365 Productions.